That's a good way to start. Coughing. Well, he lives? What's going on, everyone? It's Thursday. Uh, doing the little makeup stream for missing Monday. And yeah, hang out, talk fish, see what's going on. Good evening from the UK, Anthony. Nice. I'm hoping we're going to get some different people streaming at, 11 o'clock? Should be interesting. How the turntables. Jim, what's going on, buddy? It says, what a way to kill the end of my workday. Matt, what's going on? Dwayne, hello. Not a whole lot to talk about. I did buy some new Corys yesterday from Dan's Fish. Oh, what is this? Interesting. I got some CW62s. They should be here next week, so that'll be pretty exciting. Glad you're back and well. I still have kind of a cough, but it's a dry cough now, so yeah, I think I'm almost over it. It's pretty much gone. But yeah, Monday was the worst. That's that disgusting cough that nobody wants. Farmhouse says, usually a replay guy, but hey, this works. T-Shot says, I hope you're healing up. I actually was at the doctor's office this morning getting my leg worked on, which was pretty fun. They had to rip off the scab and drain all the blood and everything that was hanging out in there. So I got my leg drained, and then they wrapped up my whole leg. So kind of weird, but you know, what are you gonna do? Hurts like hell, and just gotta deal with it, I guess. It's a very interesting pain, very sharp. It feels like I'm getting stabbed, like Rambo just took his big buck knife and stabbed it right into my shin, and then every time you take a step, like taking that knife and just, I don't know. I haven't experienced pain like this in a long time, and it's kind of weird, kind of refreshing, I guess. I don't know. Hello, driving and listening, Carol. Hello. What was I gonna say to you, Carol? Oh, Carol sent me some. What did you send me? Oh my gosh, the little onion things. Now I'm just drawing a blank. I don't know, but they were absolutely the most disgusting thing I've tasted in a long time. Like, it was so gross. Oh my gosh. Oh, what are they? Those stupid onion chips, not Funyuns, but the other things. I don't know. But man, I tasted one and I was like, it was gross. It was really gross. So yeah, not a fan of. I can't remember what they are. But anyways, I thought I'd let you know, Carol. They were gross. Pork rinds, that's it. Pork rinds. Oh my gosh. Like, as soon as I opened the bag and I smelled them, I was like, whoa, there's no way that people eat this stuff. No way. And but I had to try one, right? So I tried it, and yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. Oh man. But anyways, you want to see let me show you these sweet Corys I'm getting. 62? Really just a very pretty Cory. Here we go. Can I blow this up at all? No, not this one. But the CW62, and they kind of got like that flag tail kind of look to them, so they were on special, so I bought them. Pretty excited. My daughter loves pork rinds, but she'll eat the fat off anything. Okay. Well, all right then. So there you go. CW62, be here next week. And also more good news is that I haven't lost any Corys now in a couple days, which is really good news. I did get an outbreak of ick in one of my aquariums, just randomly. I have no idea why, but it's there. And so dealing with that in only one of my tanks, but I haven't had ick in years, so it's very bizarre. It's very rare for me to see ick in my aquariums. But I just doused some ick-X in there, and Maricin as well, I think, and a little bit of salt. Pork rinds are fried and dehydrated pork fat. Oh, it was so gross. How can bacon be so good, but pork rinds be so bad? Like, how can the same animal produce the best and worst food? That's crazy. I don't know. Zenny nut. I was like, why are we talking about Zenith? Someone's selling an old TV or what? Good news about the Corys. I'm down to 5 pygmy Corys from 18, but I haven't had a loss in a week, so maybe I finally beat the bacteria velvet. Yeah, I actually got in a shipment of Corydoras that had a bacterial infection, and it was nice to see it right off the bat. And it was my Corydoras semi-aqualis, and I haven't lost a single one, which is nice. Obviously, they're pretty dang expensive. But to see what was wrong with them right from the start was nice. You know, this has been like a guessing game for months now, and seeing that they had a little bacteria infection, and I was able to catch it early, which was nice. It was red blotch disease, if you've ever heard of that. Basically, just septicemia. And I am kind of filming a video on it and how I treated it and how I cured them. So I'll post that pretty soon. One of my rare disease videos that I don't like doing, but it's pretty common in catfish, so I figured I would just make the video. Randy says, hello, Bob and everyone. Just what I needed today, some chat while tank cleaning. That's what I'll be doing after the stream. Went and collected a bunch of water out of the creek. Hopefully by the time this stream is over, it'll be warm enough and I can do some water changes. Tampa Tom's Fishing just says, just sprayed myself in the face with weed killer. Had my glasses on, but I'm not happy about this situation. Especially if you have like those like hardcore weed killers. I know back when I was doing landscaping years and years and years ago, we had that stuff that was nastier than Roundup. So, yeah, I wouldn't be very happy about that situation either. Just because you said that, I went and grabbed a bag of pork rinds from the cabinet. It's so disgusting. Oh, I don't know why I thought they were like onions or Funyuns or I don't know why, but man, maybe because they look like Funyuns. I don't know. So no Cory deaths. Good news. Besides the ones I'm getting from Dan, I don't have any plans on bringing in any more Corydoras for a while. Hopefully we'll have the fish room done by the end of the week. I haven't done anything in like a week, except sleep. I haven't slept this much in a long time. But hopefully have the fish room racks done by the end of the weekend. And finally get a video of that for y'all. As exciting as a fish room racks are. Well, just 2x4s, but still. Cajun pork rinds. Okay, now here's something I have a problem with. Pork rinds are definitely an acquired taste. I've never understood this in my life. Like, why would you want to acquire a taste for something? It's like, I've never been a beer drinker, but I still remember drinking my first beer. And people are like, oh, it's an acquired taste. You just got to keep doing it. I'm like, why? Why would you keep eating or drinking something that tastes like crap to acquire the taste for it? Doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know. It's an acquired taste. I'd rather just eat good food and not have to acquire taste for bad food. Aquaball says, I just finished a nice dart frog vivarium. Nice. I got to redo. I've got an Exoterra 18 by 18 by 36, so the same size as a 40 breeder. It's got the front opening glass. And I moved my water skink into there, so now I've got to build him a water section in it, whereas right now it's just a terrarium. But I gotta get him a water section in there because he's not happy. He's not happy. A water bowl just does not cut it. That dude likes to swim. Cactus, woo man! Oh my god, Bob, what's going on? It's been a while. It has been a while. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Nancy says, I'm trying to figure out where to set up a fry tank. A couple 100 rainbow shiner eggs. Still looking good 2 days in. That was pretty cool. I just saw that. I haven't spent much time in my Facebook group this week. I haven't spent much time anywhere. So I got to go through and well, I was going through this morning and catching up on all the posts. I noticed fish tubers talk about food as often as fish. Yeah. I mean, we all eat. I don't think it matters where you go. I think food comes up quite a bit no matter what topic, what genre the streamer is. I don't think they mean you should acquire the taste. They mean if you've been subjected to it long enough, so the same thing, you get used to it. But you're correct. Why would you see? Yeah, exactly. You have to acquire the taste for it. Or I could just eat something that's good. You know. Glitch Aquatics, what's going on? Good to see you too. Excuse me. It's on my shorts video, Bob. Check it out after the stream. I showed how I built it up with photos. I actually made 30 shorts, and I was going to upload a short every single day. And then I actually just deleted them all. I made it 3 days. If you haven't noticed, I uploaded 3 shorts in a row. And I have since deleted the rest of them. It just it wasn't, how can I say this? It wasn't performing. I guess it just wasn't performing as well as I had hoped. And I mean, it makes sense. Like I've uploaded like 8 shorts, and how many years have shorts been a thing now? So YouTube doesn't recognize me as a shorts person. But I was trying to figure out like something I could do because I didn't want to talk because I'm just, I was stuffed up and congested, and so I was like, well, maybe I can just upload a bunch of B-roll shorts. And that's not a winning strategy. Scruffy City Aquatics says, yeah, some get 5 views, some get 5K. It's very bizarre. Very bizarre. I released a short that got like 3,000 views in the first 5 minutes. And then I released and then nothing. And then I released another one that got literally like 100 views in like a week. It's the exact same content too, right? It's just B-roll. So it's very bizarre. I don't know. I don't understand shorts. I don't like watching shorts. But apparently everybody, or at least the vast majority of people, watch shorts because that's all they're pushing, it seems like. Should we delete the shorts that don't do well? I don't think it matters. I didn't delete them, so the ones I already released are still there. I just had one short scheduled out for like 3 weeks, almost a month. I didn't finish it. So when I say I'm deleting, I deleted them before, like they're not on YouTube anymore. Like they were scheduled to get released every morning. I just went through and deleted them all. I still have them on my computer. They're just not on YouTube, so they never got released. But the ones that I did release, I'm not deleting. I don't know that it's ever a good idea to delete content ever, even crappy content. Jimmy says the only reason I delete content is my other personality says it sucks. Yeah, it's every time I have deleted content, I have been punished big time. And you can see this if you go to like Social Blade and let's just say like someone's getting like 1 million views a day, million, and then they have like -5 million, so they deleted a video, and then after that they're getting like 500,000 a day. Like, I don't know. You get punished for deleting content that's already published. I mean, that's just my opinion, but that's not like there's nothing factual in YouTube terms of service that says that. That's just my observation. Anthony says shorts not for me. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some shorts that I find funny and interesting, but for the most part, it's especially like the reels on Facebook are just terrible, and it's always like the caption like, "Oh, I can't believe they did this," and it's literally just someone just standing there, not even doing anything. Like, and then like it gets like 1 million views and like 10 billion comments, and everyone comments like, "What did I miss? What happened? I didn't see it." And it's like, you idiots! Like, you're falling for it every time. Chen says I have a browser extension installed to redirect shorts to the main YouTube player, and then they're not too bad. Yeah, there's also extensions that just won't even show you shorts at all, which is pretty nice. I don't know. I think there's good shorts out there. I just think it's like so muddy. Like the waters are so muddy. There's just, for every good short, there's 100 just awful shorts. But sometimes you got to play the game. And I played that game for 3 minutes or 3 days, and I was like, okay, I'm over this. Screw it. Screw it. How many Kudo punks can I keep in a 55-gallon aquarium? I have 2 pairs with fry. Wondering how long that situation will last. How many Kudo punctatus? I'm assuming you're talking about Kudo punctatus. You might there's a few different Kudo punks you could be talking about. So excuse me. Let's get the whole name in there just so I make sure I'm talking about the right fish. Kendra says, I definitely think there's a place for shorts, like hairstyle ideas for my daughter. I hate sitting through 14-minute videos for kids. Yeah, there's definitely that too. Like, I hate when I'm going for like a how-to video and you're like 12 minutes in and they haven't said how-to yet. It's like, okay. I don't know. I'm certainly not the person to be like critiquing anyone because, you know, but still, it's still kind of frustrating. I don't even like intros anymore. Like, even so this last week I kind of been doing nothing but laying around and sleeping and rewatching Schitt's Creek. And I love Schitt's Creek because there's no stupid intro. Like, Curb Your Enthusiasm, no stupid intro. Like when I watch The Office and I gotta sit through that stupid song every episode, it's like, come on, Friends, whatever. You know, there's this. Which one? One of them. I was watching a show the other day and it had like a 3-minute intro song in front of every episode. I'm like, really? I know what I'm watching. I don't need that. It's so frustrating. I don't know why. Like, there's way bigger things I should be concerned about, but I hate intros. Ooh, David. Zen Ginger says Schitt's Creek is the best. It really is. It's like top 5 for sure. And now we've moved on from food back to TV. Like, did Andy? I'm gonna assume we're just talking about Kudo punctatus. You can definitely keep a pair in there, maybe even 2 pair. They'll probably raise up the fry, but honestly, once the fry are at like, I don't know at what point would I remove the fry? Maybe like at 1 inch. I don't know if I would. I don't even know if I'd let them get that big. But this is gonna sound like obvious, but as soon as you start missing fry, that's when I'd start taking them out. It sounds stupid, but it really is how I would do it. Remember when the credits were before the show and movie? Oh, man. Scruffy City Aquatics says, I do wish shorts didn't show up on videos of a channel. I do like that it's separated now. I think. So if I go to This is not a real channel. I gotta go to a real. Here, I'll just go to my channel. Yeah, so I do like that it's separated out, like video, shorts, live. So I do like that. Oh, I got a store option on my channel. I gotta get something on the store. I've got probably I've got probably Rhinocentris ornatus fry, and I've picked over a dozen eggs from the mop this week. That's pretty awesome. Clickbait, when used properly, is hilarious. Some clickbait is fun, but for the most part, it's just pretty much awful. Did I just say you weren't? No, I went to YouTube and I had Mac Morrison's channel up, which is, I mean, it's a real channel, but it's a music channel, so there's not going to be shorts on there. Return of the Mac, you know? Ever heard of it? Ever heard of Mac Morrison? There you go. I don't know if you can hear that. Neolamprologus, Kudopunctatus. Honestly, you can keep more than one pair in a 55. However, if they are spawning, I don't even think I would let them spawn in the tank. I mean, I guess I don't know what else is in the tank, but Kudo, you could. How would I do this? I don't know. It just depends on what you want. If you want like the most fry to survive, then obviously, I mean, I would just remove the female before they even spawn, or before they hatch out. What the hickety heck is going on, guys? Here I am at work like schmuck, and you're all having fun without me, like a schmuck. Thanks, Bob. Now I have that song stuck in my head. It's a good song. I wonder if it's loud enough that I'll get copyrighted. It should be pretty quiet though. I don't care about copyright strikes anymore on live streams. I really don't. Honestly, it's not even worth like it's not even worth it. You make like $10 on a live stream, honestly. I'd rather play music and have fun than worry about, oh no, I lost $10. Check out Super Compressiceps Mwila. All right. Outstanding new Alto Lamprologus Compressiceps. Let's just take a look. This is for... Are there any Lake Tanganyika fans here? Alto Lamprologus Compressiceps Mwila Super Comp. Selectively bred for more orange. Oh, Alan Rickers. All right. Dave's Rare Aquarium Fish. That's pretty nifty. I do like Compressiceps. I've never really got big into them just because they take so long to grow. So long to grow. There's your stream name, Return of the Fott. Oh, this is a playlist apparently because now another song has started. All right. More orange. More orange. Eric Wyrock, what's going on, buddy? Says Dave has really good fish. I've ordered a bunch of Mbuna from him. I actually just ordered some Corydoras from him, and was pleasantly surprised. He's not really known for Corydoras, but Greg Jones messaged me and was like, "Hey, I've never bought from this dude, but he has some Corydoras for sale that you're looking for." And I was like, all right. So I looked at him and I gave him a shot. I got the Corydoras sea tree from him. And so far they've been doing really good, really good. So no complaints from Dave's Rare Aquarium Fish so far. I do got to watch the copyrighted content. Because if you do too much, I have learned that if you get too many copyrights in one stream, they'll ban your stream. They'll just shut you off. I don't know if anyone was here for that stream when that happened, but learned that one the hard way. I saw you had plecos and Corys. So he's always done plecos, but it's always been like bushy nose. And like other catfish, he's done like Synodontis. The plecos and Corys were just like a one-off special order thing he did. I figured I'd try it out. Excuse me. So yeah, you'll actually see the Corydoras sea tree in an upcoming video that I'm working on. Hi Bob and everyone. I always think of Sean OOTD when someone says Tanganyika. Long time since I saw it. Yeah, I haven't seen him in forever. I wonder what happened to that dude. Because he's the guy that would always be like, and remember, set up a Lake Tanganyikan tank, right? Like that. Man, I haven't seen him forever. Zen Ginger, and thank you for the title of the stream. If for anyone curious, old Zenny there, I messaged her and I was like, what should I title the stream? And she's like, what you talking about? I'm like, all right, I guess that's what I'm going to title the stream then. But anyways. Dang it. Says, so is there a grand total on the number of Corydoras species you have now, minus any losses, obviously, or have you not counted in a few shipments? A grand total of the number, like total, not species, but like total? Whew, I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even list off every species I have right now. I know I would leave some out for sure. Anyone know if the co-op test strips can tolerate being frozen during shipping? You want me to find out? I never even thought about that, but let's find out. I got the inside track here. All right. Where'd your question go? There we go. I'm not gonna make a habit out of this because Candy will freaking hate me, but there, I just asked their customer service manager. We'll talk a manager, as I am the manager of Steenfott Aquatics. Bob knows a guy. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's what he said. That's right. Man, this is what I was afraid of. Is starting to cough. He was like, yeah, he always say, don't forget to set up a shell dweller tank. That's what it was. Grand total. I mean, it's clearly in the hundreds. You guys want to see how I'm setting up my racks? So I've built racks, and I'm already redoing it. So let me show you if I can find it here real quick. It's actually on the Aquarium Co-op channel. Let me go here. Let me go to videos. And popular. I think it has like 500,000 views ish. maybe not. Oh yeah, here it is right here. This is actually one of the first co-op videos that did well. Let me see if there's like a good overview shot here. I mean, it's pretty basic. You've all seen it before, but I'll show you. Where's Firefox? Here we go. So basically how these racks are built, or how I'm going to build my rack, and this is why I should be able to build this in like a day. So my room is very similar to this room in how it's long and skinny. This room is quite a bit wider than what I'm working with, so I won't be able to have the stands in the middle. But I'll have 2 racks basically all the way. So the 10 gallons in the back there, I won't have those. My racks will go all the way to the wall. Okay, there's a good shot of it right there. There we go. So this is what my room will look like, minus the racks in the back. Instead of the 10-gallon racks in the back, I'm probably going to do 20 longs, like 3 20 longs stacked on top of each other. And these racks are insanely built. You see, they're all bolted together. Like, I'm not going to be bolting. Bolts are expensive. Have you guys noticed this? Like, I went to Home Depot yesterday. I had to buy some insulation and some cement board and everything, you know, for my house. And I was looking at bolts because I got to bolt up my punching bag. I cannot believe how expensive bolts are. I've never in my life bought a bolt before. You know, I've got like just the bucket, right? Everyone has their buckets of bolts. Well, I didn't have the right size, so I had to go to Home Depot, and I was looking at bolts. These stupid things are so expensive. Way more than I thought they would be. It's ridiculous. Oh, did we get an answer from the customer service manager? Not a definitive answer, but says shouldn't be an issue. I couldn't imagine it being an issue. An issue? Issue? Thanks. You're a gem. Demonetized. I don't know. I don't care about demonetization anymore. This is the cleanest fish room. Well, maybe I should take that back because I have been to Dean's fish room, and that fish room is pretty immaculate. But this one is right. I mean, this is obviously way bigger than Dean's fish room. And if you haven't seen this video, I highly recommend watching it. The Geilers, Jay and Carol, are basically what got me into getting a fish room. This video is 8 years old, so maybe like 10 years ago. They don't have their fish room anymore. This was actually they live pretty close to me, and it was fun to visit all the time. And then they ended up moving back east somewhere. I don't know. But at the time, they sold all of the racks with this. Wait, is it still on the screen? Where am I at here? No. So let's go back. So like the racks on the left and right, these 40-gallon. No, the ones on the left are 20. The ones on the right are 40. Like those 40-gallon breeder rack, that whole rack they sold for like $200 with the tanks. Like, excuse me. And when they went to sell it, I was like, man, I should buy those just to have it. Like, it's crazy overbuilt. It's all like the waterproof 2x4s or whatever. I don't know what they're called. Pressure treated 2x4s. It's crazy. So the racks and the tanks, of course, that was before like 2x4s were like $18 a piece. So, but still, really good deal. I just didn't have anywhere to like store it. So otherwise I would have bought it. And now it's like this fish room would transfer over perfectly into my fish room. But about 5 years too late on that deal. Alec, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good to have you back as part of the I need to change that. Corydoras. But I have a very good friend at Mickham and Recognized Cares breeder that scuba dives all over the world. All right. Anybody else going to the Aquatic Expo in Charlotte, June 10th through 11th? I've never heard of that. You can only sell your bucket of bolts if on hard times. It's crazy. What else was I looking at that I couldn't? Oh, I got to buy a new battery for my Xterra. It's like $200. When did batteries get to $200? Like, I finally am leaving my house now after who knows how long. And I'm just like, what has happened in the last 2 years? It's crazy. $200 for a battery? I think the last battery I bought was like $50. Crazy. Everything is more expensive since the Rona. It's so true, too. So true. Curtis says, no more Dream Team. I changed it to Corydoras as a joke, and I just haven't changed it back yet. Yeah. I gotta change it back. Oh, my gosh. Nailed it. I think I have got... Aw. This plant has seen better days, but... There you go. The little... Oh, you can't even see it. The little Pleco mug back there. Shoot, my battery was like 700. That's crazy. Unbelievable. QC Aquaholic says there's an aquascaping contest, shrimp contest, and some guest speakers. I know LRB is one of them. Where did you say it was at? Charlotte? Charlotte, June? No. There's already another show in June that I think I'm going to. And then I think there's Cataclysm is in July. So I don't think I'll be able to make that one. That's an expensive flight, too, all the way across country. Like, I'm not going to any of the Aquashellas. It's not Aquashella or anything. Well, I'm honestly not a fan of Aquashella. It was really fun. Like, the only thing fun about Aquashella was meeting the people. Outside of that, like the booths and everything. I mean, I've said it like 100 times before. Like, I mean, I've seen it all. It's more of a trade show. Like, I was hoping there was gonna be more actual like fish vendors, but there was like Jadrin Aquatics, who I need to check his website, see if he's got any Corys on for sale. But Jadrin Aquatics was there, which is obviously a really good vendor, and I don't even know who else was there selling fish. It's basically just a trade show, so you know, I don't know. Like, everything outside of it was fun, like going and you know, playing ping pong and you know, meeting up after the show. But honestly, during the show, I was just like walk around in circles for hours. Like, all right, now what? So yeah, probably won't be going to any of the Aquashellas this year. How would you feel if someone was using your name to sell their fish and breed them from your line? I wouldn't care at all. I would expect it. Not that I think my name carries any weight, but like a Gary Lang, like, you know, I put like these fish are from Gary Lang, like on my website. So if someone bought fish from me, which is kind of stupid to even say, like, oh, I bought these are Steenfott Aquatics line of stir-by Corys. Well, yeah, I bought it from a wholesaler. So, I mean, are they really that special? Like, sure, I bred them, but they came from a wholesaler. So, should my name even carry any weight? No. So, but see, like Gary Lang, he's going out to Papua New Guinea, collecting fish, bringing them back, breeding them. Like, see, that's something. Me, it's like, big deal. Like, I'm breeding wholesale fish. Woo! Now, don't get me wrong. They're going to be insanely healthier. Like, if I take a wholesale fish, spawn them, and obviously raise up the fry, those are going to be insanely healthier than buying wholesale from, right? Because, I mean, you get like 50% die-off from a wholesaler. So obviously the quality of fish would be better, but it's still, I don't know. It's not the same. It's just not the same as like a Gary Lang or whoever. You know, someone who's a Barbie, like Pleco Barbie, going out and actually collecting your own Plecos and bringing back and breeding them. Just not the same. I want to go to Aquashella because it's the only damn thing that comes to Texas. Yeah, I think if I did go to one, it would probably be the Florida one, just because I haven't been to Florida in forever. But Florida is it's really expensive to go to Florida from Seattle. I mean, could it be any farther away? Like, so yeah, I probably won't be going. More LRB award-winning shrimp. Yeah, but I don't think that like. I don't know. I think that's a slippery slope with Lucas because yes, he has award-winning shrimp, but I think then you're gonna run into people like, oh, I bought some cherry shrimp off of Lucas, who's an award-winning shrimp breeder. Okay, but the red cherries didn't win the award, so like if you're selling like his blue shrimp or I don't know if he still has his purple line going, okay, then you can tag the name on there, right? But like if it's just cherries or something, I don't know. I sold pearlweed that I bought from LRB and I got the same price, but it sold better. That's kind of funny. Oh man, talking too much. This is exactly why I didn't stream on Monday because I was coughing. Except it was like I was coughing up stuff, which is disgusting. At least this is just a dry cough. Much better. I'm way more interested in going to actual fish shows than more convention type shows, right? Where it's just like 99% retailers and manufacturers. Like, I don't know. Speaking of Lucas, you must have said my name 3 times. What's going on, buddy? we were talking about well, I don't know if you were lurking the whole time, but like people selling fish with your name on it. So yeah, I definitely probably said your name more than 3 times. That's a big water bottle. Yep, you gotta stay hydrated. Oh, it's so good. Nancy says Aquaticon that was in Knoxville last year is rumored to be happening here in Nashville this year. Hoping now that's the Shellas have announced dates, maybe they will here too. You know, that's interesting. I haven't actually talked to James in a while. I could see myself going to Tennessee because flights to Tennessee are generally pretty cheap, and I feel like somebody there has a lawn that would let me pitch a tent. Like, if I come to Florida, you're more than welcome to stay with us. Now, see, that is an interesting proposition. But see, I would want to go and not do Aquashella. Like, I'd want to go out and hang out in your fish room. There's some other fish rooms I've been invited to out there. I'd want to go collecting. Like, Aquashella would be the last thing I want to do if I go to Florida. Will you tour Aquahuna's new place when it gets up and running, or to be painful not being able to buy anything? I mean, I can buy from Aquahuna. I probably won't tour it because that's kind of like, that's kind of co-op's deal, right? Excuse me. I'm definitely going to go check it out, though. I'm absolutely going to go check out their new facility. Their their facility that they're in now was like a huge upgrade from their old facility. So I can't imagine, like, even the new facility's got to be pretty sweet too. I just don't know that I would film it. Because they have I mean they have their like little contract or whatever with the co-op, right? Veranda guy, what's going on, buddy? Alex has lost my wallet. Oh, that is the word. Actually, losing. I would rather lose my phone than the wallet, but the wallet is a close second. I really don't keep anything important in my wallet. And hope your shin is healing quickly. I mean, it's gonna heal quickly. I mentioned this earlier. I was at the doctor's office this morning, and they had to rip the scab off to drain all like the blood and excess fluids. And my whole leg is wrapped right now, and it's still, I don't know if you can see. Oh my gosh, that hurt. Oh, I don't know. Can we get it? Oh. You see, it's still swollen like right here. So, whew, that's so painful. It's very exciting. I haven't felt pain like this in a long time. I kind of like it. I'm sure it'll heal. I'm sure it'll heal pretty fast, though. I have those powers. My club in KC would have you, and you're welcome to stay at my place. We have really good auctions and swaps. I would. My fear about going to KC is you guys have like nice houses for like $100,000. My fear would be going and buying a house and never coming back. Like, your real estate is, well, I don't know if it still is. I haven't checked in a while, but I remember last time we were talking about this, and you were like, "Hey, like, check out our housing." I was like, "Oh, I don't know that I would enjoy it though, because it's just so flat." But man, I had a lump like that once from a steel merry-go-round at the park. Mine's from a stupid log of all things. How dumb. Doors open anytime. So I'm gonna definitely have to come out. I think, I don't know when, but definitely have to make that work somehow. I've been hanging out with a few virtuoso guitar players lately. Virtuoso? I don't know what that means. Housing has skyrocketed. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, everywhere. At least it's finally coming down, though. Keep the leg rested. It actually hurts less when I'm walking. It's really weird how the pain works. If I can walk normal, I don't limp, I can jump up and down, I can run. I was doing jump rope the other day. Doesn't hurt at all. It's when I'm sitting and not moving, that's when it starts to get that real sharp pain. So like if I was to stand up right now, I'd probably keel over. But if I stood up slowly, walk around for a little bit, the pain goes away. It's really bizarre. Do you ever plan on having a guitar channel? No, I would do piano on YouTube way before I do guitar, because I'm way better at piano. And there is somebody that I want to collab with on the piano, that we were possibly going to do, and it still might happen someday, but that's like so far down the list of priorities. All the more reason to play guitar. Stupid log, man. Stupid log. I have a a pretty long path between where I park and my front door. And it was at night. It was dark, and I was running, and I forgot that there were now logs in that path. And yeah, I just judo kicked it right in the shin while I was running. Pretty fun. Have ever had rosy red minnows as pets? I have not. I've had stickleback minnows as pets. That actually got me back into the hobby a long, long time ago. But stickleback and then mountain minnows, pretty much the only minnows I've ever had. Although I do have a bunch of totes now, like a dozen totes. So I'm going to be setting up rice fish outside this summer, and obviously all year round. So eventually you'll see rice fish for sale on my website. That being said, if we're talking about fish for sale, I do have some fish for sale. If anyone is interested, hold on. I would prefer to sell them locally. I don't know how many local people are here in the chat. But unfortunately, I have only females. But I have a pretty rare bristlenose pleco. The L59 gold spot bristlenose pleco. I have some full-grown female adults that I'm selling for $30. If anyone is interested, I will ship. I prefer local, but I will ship. And unfortunately, I have no males. So that was a bummer. Only females. So a nice little cool alternative. If you've never seen them, I will pull them up for you. L59 gold spot. L59. Ancestris hoplogenes. Jennies. Let's see if I can find a good photo. There's not very many good photos of this fish online. Let's see. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's go to this one. How much do I charge for shipping? It'll depend on how you want it shipped. See, like none of these. This one's pretty close. I don't even know if you guys can see. Oh, yeah, you guys can. This one's pretty close. If you look here, the bronze here goes away at the end of their fins as they get older. But the spots stay. See, a lot of these are like L183s. That's the problem. See, like this right here, Starlight Bristlenose Pleco, L59. The Starlight Bristlenose are not L59s. So, yeah, not a lot of good pictures of them. But still pretty neat. Kyle says, have I ever kept pipefish? No. Pipefish is something that I would keep if I only had a couple tanks. Just because of the live food, you know, always having to hatch out brine, things like that. So if I just, you know, if it ever comes to the point in the hobby where I only have a couple tanks, that is like a bucket list fish. Do they say the same size as standard? Yep. The cost of shipping reptiles has gone up by a lot unless you're one of the huge players that can qualify for the real discount. Yeah, shipping has gone up. It's never going to go down. Never. But pipefish are definitely like a bucket list fish. So, show me that mic grip again. No. To heck with pipefish, I'm just going salty and getting seahorses. Good luck. Good luck with seahorses. I haven't seen that pulled off very often. Fish keeping is consuming enough. Guitar playing is an art. Those guys play like 8 hours a day. I will say guitar, of all the instruments, guitar has had the steepest learning curve for me. Like even the saxophone was way easier to learn. I don't know. Did I see your question about Mopani wood? I did not. Speaking of logs, okay. How long do you think I'll need to soak 2 small Mopani logs if I don't want the water to go hella brown when I put them in a 10-gallon? I don't know that I've ever used Mopani wood in aquariums. I've definitely used them a lot in the reptile world. Yeah, I don't think I can answer that. I don't think I've ever done Mopani in an aquarium. I need some more Cheese Creek ancestors. I ended up with 3 males. Yeah, that's kind of, I bought 6 of the L59s, and I got all females. Like, what are the odds? Well, so, and now I can't find them anywhere. So I'm just, at this point, I've just given up, and now I'm just, if someone's looking for a rare algae eating ancestress, you can send me an email at steenfottaquatics@gmail.com. I just don't want to ship right now because of the weather. Like, it's going to be in the teens next week, but I will hold them until it's better. Johnny says, Mopani leaches forever. Just throw some Purigen in if you don't like the brown water. Dwayne says, Mopani has tons of tannins. I boil Mopani for 2 hours before I put it in a tank. Seems to work good. Lunatic Fringe says, a guitar playing friend of mine who has won Best Instrumental Guitarist Award in Canada stated that become a great player, it is easier to become a rocket scientist. He played goal for Texas Stars. It ain't easy. Like, I'm definitely at a point where I need professional help. Like, it doesn't take much to get on a guitar and play like pop rock. I mean, it's like 4 chords, right? Every song is like 4 notes, 4 chords. But if you want to actually play, like really play, like that's where I'm stuck. Like, I need professional help to hit that next tier. And I haven't found any instructors in my area, like any teachers in my area that I'm interested in hiring. Pipefish are easy. Just keep a scud colony and cherry shrimp colony in their tank. They'll pick off the babies. Yeah, the problem with scud colonies is they always crash for me. They'll go strong, like out in my outdoor tubs. I can keep scuds, for months. But there's always a point where they just disappear. Every single time I've had them, it's like I get them, they just blow up. Like, I got like a billion of them for like 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden they're just all gone every single time. Johnny says, I'm going to head back to work and list a bunch of fish. We have a handful of the red-tail eels, with slight bends in their spines that'll be listed at a discount. Well, I was really excited at first. Slight bends are not so bad, though. Matt Gray says, you play piano, I'll sing, and we can just get people to pay us to stop. I don't know. I'm definitely good at... I'm good enough at piano, like I could sit at a bar and play for like people that are drunk, and they would think I'm good. People would definitely pay me to stop singing, though, for sure. Kyle says, I'll give you lessons. Excuse me, again. See, I can't do the online stuff. I can't do, I don't know, like I'm actually really stuck with the guitar. And I can't, like, I need someone to physically show me at this point. So there is a place called by me called like Bigfoot Music that I need to go in and check it out. But on their site, there's not anyone as far as their instructors that are like really I'm excited about. But I still need to go in there and see what's going on. I haven't been there in like 10 years since they restrung my last acoustic guitar. So I don't know, maybe things have changed. What? Took over a year for 2 medium pieces of Mapanis to stop leaching. Standard weekly water changes. Pure Gin did work well, though. There you go. Lunatic says there's a few teachers that I know in Seattle. Yeah, Seattle's too far for me. Seattle is... I'm not going to Seattle for lessons. That sounds miserable. It's going to be like 75 here next week. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. We had a pretty... So, I was supposed to get some Corydoras this week, but the weather people lied and said it was going to be freezing, and it was in the 40s and 50s all week. Now they're saying it's going to freeze and be in the teens next week. It's like, I don't want to risk shipping my Corys just in case, but I swear if it's in the 40s and 50s next week, I'm going to be pissed because I'm really looking forward to these Corydoras. Kyle says, I was thinking of keeping a Daphnia culture, but I hear those crash easily too. I haven't done Daphnia myself outside of like outside and totes that always crash when it's fall. So I've never tried to like bring them in and keep them, but I have heard that a lot about Daphnia cultures that they always eventually crash. So I don't know. Sophie Lloyd teaches online. She's from the UK and a great player. I mean, there's so many good YouTubers, like instructional YouTubers, but again, like there's just something about it that doesn't make sense to me. And until I have that aha moment, I'm kind of stuck. And I think for me to have that aha moment, I have to have someone like physically show me and explain to me what's going on. Gordoki's Playground says, any advice for people interested in making a fish YouTube channel? Any tips for algorithm hacks in the aquarium hobby? There's algorithm hacks are kind of not really a thing anymore. You used to be able to play the algorithm game years ago, but the algorithm is so ridiculously good now that I think like last year the algorithm changed like 400 times in like one calendar year. It's impossible to keep up with the algorithm. The best thing you could do is just make content. Like, you just got to start. If it's something you really want to do, and you got to be honest about why you want to do it, right? It's pretty clear to see the people that just want to do it for free stuff, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But don't start your channel and say, I'm doing it for this, while really you're just trying to get free product. People can see that, and it never works out well. It never ends up well. So you got to be honest on why you want to start a channel. Do you want to educate? Do you want to entertain? But really the best thing you can do is just start making content. It doesn't have to be good. Eventually it'll have to be decent, but it's so easy now. I mean, you could just any newer phone is gonna work well, and just start uploading. Like that's all I did. I just started uploading like random videos. I don't even know how many I uploaded before I even talked in my first video. Granted, starting a YouTube channel now is completely different than 7 years ago, especially because there's way more competition now. But there's not a lot of this is gonna sound very douchey, but there's not a lot of good competition. So you'll still see like channels like new channel, like the channel Katie, like the channel name is just Katie. She's blowing up because she's making good content. So eventually you'll want to get to that point, but really just start uploading. Just starting. I mean, it's the old saying, like, just starting, you'll be better than 90% of everyone else just by just starting. So start uploading. You must live in Eastern Washington. I wish I lived in Eastern Washington, but unfortunately I'm in Western Washington. The algorithm is smart now, so it changes. It's always something different, and I don't know. I think you'll drive yourself crazy trying to play the algorithm game, and I don't know that it's worth the time. See, April Swan just got sucked into Katie's channel. I really like it. Yeah. She makes really good content. Cow. Whew. I could easily live in the Arctic. Isn't that funny? Like, lunatic. Most people leave out that C. Like, you obviously know. It's pretty funny. Arctic? Arctic. Arctic or Arctic? I'm not looking forward to the summer here. Yeah. When is the Aquashella that's going to be in Texas? Is it right in August again? Because that's so awesome. Aquashella. Does anyone notice how they have 2 Dallases on the Aquashella website? I will go to Aquashella when I can go to their website and not see any mistakes. Like, that's when I'll go back to Aquashella. May. That's not terrible. I bet it's still going to be pretty hot in May. How hot is it there in May, Zenny? Oh, Mac, Pacific Northwest. What's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you, my friend. Here's the thing. Like, it's such an easy mistake to fix. You see right there on the bottom? Like, why is there 2 Dallases there? Because all they did was replace Chicago with Dallas. Instead of just getting rid of it, right here. Dallas, Daytona. Like, just get rid of one. Like, why? Are you so lazy that instead of getting rid of Chicago, you just renamed it Dallas? Man, I don't know. Which Dallas are we going to, folks? Which one? There's 2. I don't know. I feel like I'm being too harsh on them, but still, like, there's so many errors on the website every single time. Maybe I'm not fair in my judgment, but I feel like there's such easy things to fix, but they don't fix them. Channel idea, just go around to all your local fish stores and do a 12-minute tour of each one. That would drive me crazy. The other problem is there's not enough local fish stores in my area to make that happen. I think they're using it as a placeholder if they get another location, but I agree, delete it, and if needed, add it back later. Yeah, there's not going to be another look. I would be very shocked. Oh, do we have an actual fish question here? What would you consider as eating the leaves of my sword plants? Leaves are both immersed and new growth. Dr. Fish, which is gara, bristlenose, apple snails, or roseline. Probably the barbs, honestly. So, in my experience with garas, with bristlenose and apple snails, is they only eat dying leaves. So you might see them on there rasping on a leaf. and it's because that leaf is dying. I don't know that I've ever seen any of those 3 fish going after a healthy leaf. I have seen barbs go after plants all the time. Now, to be honest, not so much with roseline barbs, but the fact that it is a barb would lead me to believe that it is more than likely the barb. Couldn't they have just used a space or period and not doubled the name? Like, it's not even that big of a deal, but it's just like amateur hour. Like, I am terrible at building websites, and maybe that's it. Like, I am the worst at building websites, and even I don't have as many errors as someone with like the funding of Aquashella. All right. This is why I never get invited to Aquashella, by the way. Is this OG Laura? Like Laura from like 5 years ago? Better go to the channel here. This is Laura from like 7 years ago. Holy smokes. Crazy aquarium guy, what's going on? Zach says, I concur, some barbs are like small koi. Laura, it is good to see you're still alive. Jeez, been forever. Long time no see. Even Joel remembers. Wow. Wow. Now, that's an interesting theory. Maybe the new plants are immersed growth. So, yeah, they could definitely be transitioning, and then the leaves are going to get picked off if they're transitioning. Leo Tunan Aquatics says, Bob, have you kept black Corydoras? Which ones? So, I have black Venezuelans currently. I'm getting black Schultzi eventually. As soon as the weather agrees. It's been 83 years. So currently, I just keep the black Venezuelans, and I'm going to tell you, like, the Venezuelans are quickly becoming some of my favorite Corydoras, and not just the black, like a regular Venezuelan. I think that's like a must-have Corydora. They look so good. I never see barbs at the plants during the day. Now, I will say, of all the barbs that I've had go after my plants, I don't think I've ever seen them doing it with the lights on, which is very weird. I never thought about that until you just made that. So you just made that comment. And the reason is because I used to have a 75-gallon in my bedroom. That I went through, like roseline barbs, panda barbs, like the 5 or 7 stripe barb, and so I'd sit there at night and watch them just peck at plants, peck at leaves. Black Venezuelans isn't a real thing. They are all Schultzi. It's just a misnomer. Now, I'd be curious because I know where the black Venezuelans get collected, where the black strain of Venezuelans get collected. So that's interesting. I'm going to do more research there. So are they, I mean, they are getting collected out of like a 5-mile stretch on one specific river. That I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to pull it back up. I mean, the only reason I know is because I just read like an entire article about a dude that was collecting the black Venezuelans. I mean, I guess I'll know for sure when I get the black Schultzi. I did see the black Schultzi at when I went to Portland, and they look different. But Maybe. We'll see. I mean, you're probably right, but I'm going to have to do some research on that. Life's been busy. Well, hey, I'm always glad to see the old school. I'm pretty sure Laura was like one of my first 100 subscribers, and it's always good to see like the old school. I always wonder, this is kind of morbid, but I'm always like, I haven't seen this person in like 6 years. I wonder if they're dead. I'm honest. I do that. I go back to videos from like 7 years ago, and someone who used to be like there used to be this guy called Josh's Railroads and Fish Tanks. He would come to every live stream, comment on every video, and then like 5-6 years ago just disappeared. I'm always like, is that guy still alive? Is he dead? I don't know. I don't know why I always go to the dead thing though. Like, oh, maybe they're just not keeping fish anymore. No, that's not it. Maybe I wonder if they're dead. Anyone know what happened to Dwayne? Dwayne Kitchell. I looked him up on Facebook a while ago and saw that he was still like posting random stuff on Facebook. Let's see. Dwayne Kitchell. When's the last time he posted something on Facebook? Oh, I should not have opened Facebook. This was a mistake. The last thing he posted was something on November 21st, 2022. So he's, as of last November, he's still alive. Priscilla asked on his timeline, "Are you doing okay?" He said, "Hanging in there, mostly keyboard warrioring." So he's a keyboard warrior somewhere, I guess. Bob, will you be in the chat on KG Tropicals tonight? Maybe. Facebook is always a mistake. I don't know. I'm really enjoying my Facebook group, so I can't lie. I'm really enjoying it. Chance says, Bob, ever raised Corydoras mate? No, I actually ordered some about a month and a half ago, but they didn't come in. They were out. So I tried. The mate, the melanite, and the melanistis are all Corys that I've ordered that didn't come in. So no, I'm losing some fry after a week. Not sure why. Feeding Akari first bites and Sarah Micron. Not sure if they're eating. Gonna try live baby brine. I would highly recommend live baby brine or even Repashy. I've been working on my own little Repashy mix and been doing really well with putting freeze-dried food in the Repashy when I make it. And my Corys are going nuts. It doesn't seem to matter what the freeze-dried food is, but they go nuts for freeze-dried food. And the thing I don't like about freeze-dried food is it floats. And so I put it in with the Repashy, and now the Corys can actually get to it. So, yeah, it's been working really well. Isn't Ian Fuller the big Corydoras guy? He's one of them. I can't remember his name. Maybe I'm wrong. But in every Corydoras group, they correct you when you call them Venezuelan blacks. If that came from Ian Fuller, then I'd be like, okay. But if it's just a Facebook group, honestly, I'm not going to put too much stock in it. Everybody's an expert. Everybody knows everything on Facebook. So, but if there is some literature somewhere that came from Ian Fuller or like a Rob McClure, then I would believe it like 100%. If I could find the article, oh man, I don't know that I could find it. But the guy literally talks about this is like the only place where you can get the black Venezuelans in the wild. He goes up to this. I can't remember the river, but he's like, there's like this 5-mile stretch where we collect the black ones. Joe Aqua out of San Jose, California has 4 $16 a pop. I think $16 is a bit expensive for mate. I can buy wild caught. Let me see. Let me just check first. I don't know if it was, maybe I'm thinking melanite, but I can buy wild caught ones for $10. Corydoras. Oh yeah, I'm wrong. It was melanite, the melanite that I'm talking about. But mate are very common, and they shouldn't be more expensive than stir-by cories, in my opinion. Yeah, Chance says bought my mate from the wet spot for 10 or less. Yeah, mates are inexpensive Corydoras. I have a video coming out actually of 5 inexpensive Corydoras that are not like albino and Julii and, you know, well, stir-bys aren't that cheap, but so I do have a top 5 video coming out. We get them wholesale. No. That's retail. Retail. Retail price should be around $10 to $12. Actually, I would say, like, depending on where you're getting them, a mate should be like $8 to $12 in that price range. Wholesale is not all it's cracked up to be. I'll say that. Sure, I can buy Corydoras for $3, but when I gotta buy 4 of them to get one that lives, I'm backed up to paying retail. So it's not that great. And wholesale shipping is astronomical. So expensive. Have I tried Missouri gel food? Isn't that the koi food? Their carnivorous fish gel food is 56% protein and around 1% carbohydrates when I do the math from their analysis. No. I've never tried it. Ian Fuller was one who corrected me and others. I'd love to read that article you were talking about, though, because it says the Schultzi Black are melanistic version of Schultzi. Oh, man. All right, I got to be right back. I'm getting stuffed up. And there we go. Sorry, I didn't think you'd want me blowing my nose on the stream. Much better, though. If Corey died, well, speaking of morbid, would you be in his will to inherit Ladybird or Elmer? I don't think I would be in his will for anything. I tell you, if I die, my family would probably contact him to say, come get these fish. I see Curtis dancing now. What is the fastest growing rainbow, including non-rainbow rainbows? I would probably put my money on Praecox rainbows. I don't know that technically they're the fastest, but I would say out of the more common species, I feel like when I was buying from my breeder friend, his Praecox were like, he was growing them insanely fast. They have a bunch of koi food, carnivore, omnivore, herbivore. Isn't the Missouri, isn't that like a type of koi as well? I'm not sure. Yo, what's up, Matthew? Good to see you, my friend. Oh, man. I've looked at so much Corydoras literature. I mean, like I said, Ian Fuller is definitely someone who I would believe. So if it was him, then I would just assume he's right. Yeah, I'll look for it after the stream, see if I can find it again. And honestly, I can't remember if it was an article or a video now that I think about it. Matthew says, Bobby called it, I think he said 2 months ago, KD Tropicals to come back to streaming. And I think I said 2 months, give or take 2 weeks. And right on the ball. All right, it's not hard to predict these things, my friends. Every single streamer wants to quit, and they always come back because they don't really want to quit. They just want a break. I literally every single person that streams goes through this cycle. Up and I'm quitting. I want to take a break, and then they're gone, and then they come back and they're streaming like 5 times a week. Not that John's doing that, but it's just too much fun, and it's the positives far outweigh the negatives, but the negatives grind on you more than the positives, right? The negatives tend to bring you down more than the positives lift you up. So after a while, it just drags and drags on you and drags on you. Eventually, you're like, ugh, I'm done. And then once you don't do it for like a month, then you're like, it wasn't so bad. It was actually really fun. And you kind of forget about all the stuff that dragged you down, drug you down. And then you remember the fun stuff. And so you want to come back and you want to have some fun. It's just the natural cycle. And that this is like, but beyond like fish keeping, like every streamer and every genre goes through this. Gym time for me. My weight is going the wrong direction, so I gotta go. Catch you all soon. Well, if your weight's going up because you're building muscle, that's pretty good, right? Bob, what's the holy grail of Corydoras you want to get to breed? I don't think I've bred enough to be at the holy grail portion yet. I mean, the cop-out easy answer would be the Vulcan Cory, right? The CW111. But the odds of me ever spending $200 per Corydoras is pretty... I'm not going to say I would never do that, but that would be like I'm at 1 million subscribers making like 100,000 a year on YouTube. Then maybe I'll buy some Vulcan Corys, I don't know. It would take a lot. I think once I get to my goal of breeding 24 species of Corydoras, I think then I can be like, okay, this is the one. Because then I'm going to have some trials. I'm going to have some tribulations. I'm going to be like, I never got this one to breed. And so now this is like my bucket list. I really want this one to breed. I have a feeling I'm going to have a really hard time breeding Corydoras, to be honest, just because my water is not very conducive for Corydoras. So it's going to be a challenge. Missouri is a zoo animal food line. Maybe that's where I recognize it. You can buy dry or gel food supplements for rhinos, penguins, maned wolves, big cats, sea turtles, birds, prey. See, that right there makes me kind of skeptical. Like, I don't think one company can specialize in that many types of food. I would like to start live streaming someday. Not about fish, though. That would be a short stream. I had soft water before I moved, and I assumed, since I only moved like 10 minutes away, that I would still have soft water, but no. I have insanely hard water. Leo says, Bob, Corey gives you $2,000 to spend on any group of fish. What would you choose? I would just buy more Corydoras. I'm actually also kind of gotten bitten by the loach bug. So if anybody like threw down $2,000 and says you can only buy fish, I would probably get some loaches and some Corys. And even if someone gave me $2,000 to buy Corys, I still probably wouldn't buy Vulcan Corys. Just because that's gonna buy me like 10 Corys. or I could buy like 100 species, like 12 of 100 species, or like 10 fish. Like, it would take a lot. What's insanely hard water for you? Let's just say when I do the test kit, like, it's off the charts. Like, it registers past the 300 whatever kh. Stick to most of the whitewater species of cories. The softwater cories, you need an RO uniform. Why, I'm collecting rainwater now, so it's only going to be a problem for me in the summer when it's not raining anymore. Right now, I'm collecting water right out of the creek, which is soft, and also rainwater, which is pretty soft. And also, the amount of calcium that's in my water is really insane. Like, I'm blown away. Like, just washing my car, the calcium buildup I get just washing my car is crazy. Excuse me, that one snuck up on me. Amy says, how long does it take for cories to settle in? I've had mine for 3 weeks, and they are still aloof. So there's lots of factors here. One would be like tank mates. Are there like, do you have like boisterous tank mates that are like spazzing out all over the place? Also, Corydoras do like to hide. If you don't have enough places for them to hide, it'll take longer for them to, not all species, mind you, but there's a lot of species where they are a schooling. They like to be in groups, but they also still like to go hide under a leaf and have some alone time. But it's also, what did I say? KH? I meant TDS, not KH. When I said over 300, my leopard cories took like a month, but my Venezuelan cories that were out and about, my aspidoras were out and about like the next day. So I think there is something, it is kind of species. That's not the right wording, but it is dependent on the species, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The leopard cories were really bizarre. Like, I thought they were all going to die. Literally for like a month, they would not come out. They just hid in the plants the whole time. But like the Corydoras sea trees were the last ones I bought. And as soon as I put them in the tank, they're like all over the place. Do you trust Aquahuna with black rams? They're selling 2 for $50. Honestly, I don't trust anyone but Dean with black rams. Yeah. Even pictures, like, I would have to see them in person, honestly. Like, Aquahuna has made like giant strides in quality over the last couple of years. But the black ram is one of those fish where you could buy it and you have like a really nice dark black ram, or you could buy it and it's like a grayish white, like hardly any black. Like, I see them on wholesale lists now, and I'm like, I would never buy this fish from a wholesaler right now. They're really expensive at wholesale pricing, and I just don't trust wholesalers. Like, I don't think they're gonna have really high quality black rams. Bob, I'm really liking how my crypts are lurking. So I want to turn my turn down. Oh my gosh, let me just start over. Bob, I'm really liking how my crypts are looking. So I want to turn my 10-gallon into a crypt only tank. Should I remove them from the pots or do Corey's method of buying them with the pot? Well, I think you're better off doing the work now. And it really depends on how patient you are. Like, the method of burying the pots and waiting for runners on crypts, that can take a really long time. I would rather, personally, just remove take it out of the rock wool, plant it, and let it go. Now, I will also cut all the leaves off, but I'd only would recommend that if you're very comfortable with growing crypts. What are they? CW28s? Let me take a look here. Super Schwartz Eye, huh? I would not. If I had to guess, so I've never kept Super Schwartz Eye. I would guess that these are not a very timid species just by their size. But honestly, I wouldn't be worried about it unless it goes past a month of them with that behavior. If it's been like 4 or 5 weeks and they're still really timid and not coming out, then I would start doing like testing the water and things like that. So I ordered a Congo spotted puffer from Dan next week. Help me come up with. I'm never naming another fish or reptile ever again in my entire life. Never gonna happen. Not gonna help anyone do it. Not gonna do it myself. Basically, it's a guaranteed death sentence. I could have a fish for 10 years. As soon as I name it, boom, it's dead the next day. I'm never doing it again. Gardaki says, I have some crypt tissue cultures and I'm procrastinating planting them. Well, the nice thing about tissue cultures is they generally last a very long time. Max says, I have very hard water out of my well. Thinking about setting the 75-gallon up as a community Tanganyika. I love my lake tangs. And speaking of it, is Curtis still here? Curtis, you're still here? Man, I totally skipped over your $1 super chat, buddy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And sorry for ignoring it. Legion says, okay, I'll do it the fast way. I have an extra CO2 art system in storage, so I'm going to be running CO2 on it. So I honestly, like, when it comes to crypts, I don't think CO2 is worth it. Now, you already have it, so you might as well use it. But if someone was doing a crypt tank, first of all, there's species of crypts that don't like CO2. And in my experience, it really doesn't help crypts grow any faster. I'm sure someone out there would fight me about that and say my crypts are growing so much faster. Again, it's going to depend on the species, but like a Lutea or a Lucens or a Wendetii, I've never noticed a difference on their growth rate with CO2. But with like a Parva or like a Willisii, I have noticed a difference. So it is kind of species dependent, but it's not enough to make me go spend $200-300 on a CO2 system for crypts. It's just not. They have a ridiculously huge team of nutritionists. They're a trusted company for many zoos and exotic pet keepers. They work with several zoological organizations like the AZA. Yeah, but so does Wardley's. Like, Wardley's is like the worst fish food ever, and I see Wardley's at public aquariums. Like, just because they're at an aquarium for me, and I'm not trying to argue with you by any means. I know nothing about this company. I believe you that they have, all this good stuff, but it just sends up red flags in my brains when I see stuff like that. Like, one company is specializing in food for 100 different species of animals. Like, that's crazy to me. My undulata red got absolutely massive with CO2, like got above the water. Yeah, but I would argue it would have done that without the CO2. Although I will concede that it probably wouldn't get as red, or it probably wouldn't get red at all. But I mean, I've had all kinds of crypts grow out of the water with just shop lights. So crypts are not really a high-tech plant. They're just not. Now, I'm speaking in general, right? Like, obviously, there's like super rare species that will do well. But when we're talking about going to an LFS and picking up crypts, we're not really talking about, Rose and Maiden or Pink Flamingo. We're talking about Spiralis, Wendetii, all the common stuff. Have I seen Jason's 125-gallon Tanganyikan community tank? I know a lot of Jasons, my friend. You got to be more specific. Legion says, crypts just look so good and are so easy. Yeah. Yep. And again, I'm not advocating like that it's not necessary or it's not. I mean, there's definitely going to be positives. I'm just saying it's not worth the money on for crypts. Like, if you already have the CO2 system, then go nuts. But I wouldn't buy a bunch of crypts and then go spend $300-400 on a CO2 system for crypts. I think for the commoner aquarist, I think that's a bit much. My first planted tank, all my plants died except my crypt lutea. I still have that plant. Crypt lutea is one of my favorite crypts. I mean, I had that 75-gallon tank that was just full carpet of crypt lutea. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I haven't seen much of Wardley's fish food products lately for some reason. Are they out of business? Oh, it's still all over the place. Wardley's shrimp pellets. Wardley's tropical fish food. Yeah, it's everywhere. You probably don't see it because you don't want to see it. It's like some psychological thing. Like your brain just skips over it. You're like, that is garbage. I don't even want to see it. I don't disagree, to be honest. The CO2 was more for the stems, and it really helped keep, oh man, the algae at bay with the boost. Boost is another plant that I have issues with, but that's for a different day. The amount of food they sell is insane. It's like Taco Bell for fish. Corey's Crypt Lutea Care Guide is an awesome blossom. Awesome carpet. Let's just let's see. I think I just posted this not too long ago. Oh, come on. Not the video I was looking for, but there's like the beginning of my Crypt Lutea carpet. $75-gallon planted crypt aquarium, and eventually this whole thing, like there's some dead spots in the back left there. Eventually this whole thing filled out. This was a sad day when I took this tank down. This tank right here got me a lot of subscribers and a lot of views. I can't even lie. Oh, I missed this tank. Whew. I honestly thought I was gonna fail with the boost. It wasn't dying, but it didn't do much, and I got a lot of algae for months. Then suddenly it took off and got a huge amount of it. Still could never grow Skeleton King. Yeah, Skeleton King one, I'm like 99% sure that's a terrestrial plant, as like 90% of boosters are. I'm probably exaggerating. I mean, I am exaggerating, but there's a problem with boost is like nobody knows, right? You don't know. There's like they have all these 200,000-300,000 different names for boosts. Like which ones are actually aquatic and which ones are terrestrial? Nobody knows. I remember Wardley's fish food from the 1960s. I finally got the beautiful red one, but it could not handle Swedish winter shipping. Swedish winter shipping. Man. Bob, what do you think about mixing medium-sized catfish catfish into a 75-gallon Tanganyika community tank, maybe a few hoplos or Synodontis. I would 100% put Synodontis. I mean, there's Synodontis in Lake Tanganyika, so I mean, it just makes sense to me. Synodontis are pretty sweet. Like if you can find some Synodontis brashardi, whew, those are amazing fish. They look so cool. They get like 8 inches, but they're not like a big fat catfish. Like most catfish, you think like, man, it's like big fat. No, they're long and cylindrical, so they don't get that big fat round body. So yeah, they're 8 inches, but really, they don't seem like it's that big. Really cool fish. And of course, the petricola. Like, I don't know anyone who doesn't like a Synodontis petricola. Like, if you don't like Synodontis petricola, like, you shouldn't even be in the hobby. It is one of the best catfish. It's one of the best fish, period. So I would be all for mixing Synodontis in Tanganyikan tanks because I've done it. Danikin Aquatics, what's going on, my friend? Boost names are like weed names or coral names. It's I don't know, the Boost stuff, it's not as bad as it did like when Boost first hit the hobby a couple years ago, like when it really became mainstream. And there was just the amount of stuff showing up and everyone was killing it, and it's like, yeah, like, it's not an aquatic plant, duh. Rapashi is very good for people who don't have enough animals to justify a kilogram of food. I almost read that as kg. Like, what does kg tropicals have to do with Rapashi? But all right. Synodontis angelicus or Synodontis decorus are my favorites. I'm telling you, the Synodontis brashardi, it's the one. It's the chosen one. Do I have any good videos of my brashardi? This is kind of, it's not a good video, but at least it's a video. These are, hey, there we go. We got a petricola and a brashardi right next to each other. Synodontis brashardi, Synodontis petricola, Neolamprologus, Tetracephalus, Placidochromis. Man, I'm just mixing everything. This is gonna make the cichlid idiots lose their minds. Oh, I got so many hate. I got so much hate for this tank. It was great. You're mixing Malawi with Tanganyika and Synodontis, and oh, Trets are so aggressive. They're gonna kill everything. I could probably scroll down in the comments and find hate. Just a lot of shade. People throwing shade. But look, we got no nipped fins anywhere. This is a really old video, so the quality is just not that great. But, you know. I mean, that's a really cool fish. It's way more yellow in person. Like, the substrate washes out their color, definitely. But how, like, Synodontis petricola, I mean, it's just one of the best fish in the hobby, hands down. This really makes me want to start breeding Synodontis. Apparently, I really love that fish because that's all I wanted to look at in this video. This must be one of my first videos. No, only 6 years ago. Only one comment, so that's not the video I'm thinking of. There's got to be a longer video of this tank out there. Somewhere. Somewhere there's a longer video of that tank. See if I can find it. Let's go to studio. Go to YouTube Studio. Cynodontis. Oh, I wonder if you know what? I might have given into the mob and made it private. That doesn't sound like something I would do, though. Sort by date. This is going to take too long. This is going to take too long. Bob, you need to switch more to African tanks. I don't doubt that my hobby will evolve back to Africans. That used to be my cycle. Rainbow planet tanks, African cichlids. Rainbow planet tanks, African cichlid. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Y'all slackers still going? Yeah, because we're not slackers. Wait a minute. Bob at 2:49 p.m.? Yeah. This is going to be, when I go back to 2 streams a week, this is going to be a regular stream for me. But as of right now, this is just a makeup stream for missing Monday. I personally like fish that lack vibrant colors. You just want a gray washed out silver fish. That's it. That's your jam. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Rosen Maiden is a low tech, which reminds me I never sent you any. Mine flower underwater with no CO2 or ferts. You did never send me any. I could have swore that you were going to send me some. I forgot about that. Cynodontis lucipennis is your favorite. Lucipennis, Petricola, yeah, you know, they're basically the same thing, even though they're not. Perfect time for us Europeans. I mean, that's kind of the idea of doing an early and then a later one. Chris says, hello, everyone, and Bob. I didn't know you were on today at this time. Yeah, it just kind of came on. Like, I was like, I looked, no one was streaming, and I was like, I'll stream. I'll do my makeup stream right now. My makeup. Crazy Aquarium guy says, I always need at least one African cichlid tank. They are so easy to breed and feed. Honestly, I would probably do more Tanganyikan fish if there was a local market, because they are, I mean, they breed, African cichlids breed like guppies. They're not hard to breed at all. The problem is you end up with more than you know what to do with. And when I had a local fish store, I could just go, take my fry to the local fish store, get my credit. But now it would be such a pain to move them. Victorian cichlid, female only community tank. There is your gray, no color fish right there. That's it. Nuri Rosen Maiden is definitely not a high tech required, but in my experience, I'm running it in a high tech tank right now. I was told not to by the person that got it for me. I didn't plan on putting it in this tank, but it just happened, so we'll see how it does. Right now, I'm in that the algae period of the new tank. I gotta wait for everything to settle in. So it's gonna be a couple months. Just gotta be patient. Just had a spawn of neon blue acara for the first time. Just wondering, do the parents feed the fry? No, they do not. If not, how do they get their food when the parents are still keeping them hidden? You have to spot feed them, for sure. You have to make sure they're getting food. Which is a better algae eater in your opinion? Bristlenose. Bristlenose is the best. There's nothing better. Panagaras, they will eat algae, but I would not consider them an algae eater. if that makes sense at all. Like they'll rasp on algae all day long, but a bristlenose pleco will clear your tank of algae in like a day. Depending on what type of algae. Like they're not going to clear like BBA or like Cladophora algae, which makes sense because it's not really technically algae, but like diatom algae, one bristlenose pleco will get rid of an entire tank of diatom algae in like a day or two. Regina Phalanges, hello, says hi Bob, but my goodiots had babies. I've had them for 2 months. They're goodiots, I'm telling you. Very underrated. The worst period of a new tank. Yep. Those first, well, it doesn't happen with every new tank, but definitely with high-tech planted tanks, you gotta suffer through that first 2 to 3 months of everything balancing out. Algae, green water. Rubber lips, not good at algae cleaning. Rubber lips are a good algae eater, for sure, but they're no bristlenose. But I would put rubber lips are still better than Panagaras. Verena guy says Panagaras aren't good at algae control. They leave lines and will not clear it up. Yeah. I mean, bristlenose will demolish it. There was someone years and years ago on YouTube that was doing like bushy nose versus this, and they were like comparing them on how, I wish I remember who it was and what channel and when, but it was like bushy nose versus mystery snail, bushy nose versus this, and the bushy nose always demolished the algae. Dennis with the $8.70, nice, says hello to puppies. Yeah, they're not here right now. Got new Corydoras Kudo maculatus. Where did you get them, man? I want that. I gotta get them. Where did you get them, Dennis? You gotta let me know. I'll buy them right now. Somebody give me a credit card. Red Venezuela, that's awesome. Cooties maculatus. I'd be very curious, like, where you got those from, like a retailer. If it's from a breeder, you don't have to say, but if it's from like a retailer, I don't know that I could not buy those right now. I'm just gonna search for sale. For sale. You don't have any in stock. Don't lie. Yeah, out of stock. What a shocker. That was interesting. It pulled up a saddle company, like for riding horses. Interesting. Oh, baby Corys. Okay. Would longfin bristlenose pleco be okay to put with angelfish? Yes, I would think so. As long as you have a decent amount of hardscape in there, and even without a decent amount of hardscape, I'm sure they would still be fine. Angelfish are not really fin nippers unless they're spawning. That's not an absolute, mind you. I'm sure someone will correct me and say my angelfish is angry and nips everything, but generally not an issue. I will say that I'm shy on the bristlenose plecos now, only because once the algae was gone, it started destroying crypt and sword leaves. No matter how much it was fed, it was out of control. I will have to correct myself. I do believe I said earlier that bristlenose and swords are definitely an issue. So I did misspeak earlier. In my experience, like just your regular, like Amazon sword plant that you buy from Petco will get demolished. But I've never had bristlenose go after like my red melons, which is kind of weird. And there's another red one that I've never had. As a matter of fact, I got bristlenose plecos in with red melon swords right now, and with no issue. It seems like the larger, like the really large species of Amazon swords, for whatever bristlenose love. Jeff says, I don't like albino except albino bushy nose. See, I don't like albino bushy nose at all. I don't like albino fish generally at all. But I will say, when I saw albino sterbies for the first time, I was in love. Like, they were really cool. Crazy guy says, depends on food. Feed heavy and sword plants do fine for me. I'm sure there's a balance there, but bristlenose plecos are something that like to eat and rasp all the time. So it's really hard to find that balance with them without fouling up your water. One of the things I like to do with my bristlenose is when I make rapashi for them, is I make it really, really, really stiff. So I think on the bottle it says like 1 cup of rapashi to like 3, or 1 part rapashi to like 3 parts water. If I do like 1-to-1, it takes them a long time to mow through that rapashi when I do 1-to-1. I got some wild type rosy red minnows 2 days ago. They fit the coloration of fish that I want perfectly. Perfectly. All right, folks. I think I'm going to call it. That's been 2 hours. We officially have covered our Monday stream. Salient Aquatics says, I hate pork rinds. Oh, they're so disgusting. So, it was easily the most disgusting thing I've put in my mouth this week. Like, by far. I don't like albino, but KG Tropicals albino. I thought you were going to say, I don't like albino, but KG Tropicals. John. All right, folks. So that's going to do it. I will be back this Monday. All things considered, hopefully should be here. Want to get some Corydoras Scleromastix barbatus. What would be a male-female ratio? I heard the males are mean. They certainly can be. But it's all about... you'll have to ask this again on Monday if you're here, because there's a lot of variables there. So if you're putting a lot of them in a small tank, you're going to have issues. If you put a decent amount in like a 40 breeder with like no hardscape, you're going to have issues. So there's just a lot of variables there. So come back Monday. We'll cover that. Otherwise, thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. Sorry I missed Monday. Won't happen again this week. And I hope you all enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday. This one. Click it. Click it. There it is.